Okay, this drill is 1 foot below, create the archway. It's the same as the forehand. Remember, you've got to get the racket a foot below the contact point. But now you have your non-hitting hand to help you get the racket down. Remember, that hand's not there just for an ornament. Use your non-hitting hand to get the racket a good foot below the ball. Now, creating the archway on the backhand is a good checkpoint on the finish. Because if you have a nice finish, and you're striving to finish high and create half of an archway there, you see how my arm and racket have created half of an archway, you'll tend to swing more from your shoulder and not use your lower arm, your forearm and your wrist. When you use your forearm and your wrist, remember, you're not quite sure what you're going to get. But if you're swinging from the shoulder, once the racket face is set down, closed a little bit here at the low point, and you swing from your shoulder, you're always going to be vertical in this contact area. So remember, we're thinking 1 foot below, create the archway. Here we go. Notice the racket drops 1 foot below, and I create the archway on the finish. Okay, again, to prevent our backhand from going in the net, we're going to do our sit in the chair drill with our backhand, and also we're going to think about the rear shoulder. The non-hitting hand, remember, is going to help drop the racket down, so that rear shoulder is going to be slightly lower than the front shoulder when that racket is a good foot below the contact point. Okay, so remember the 2 points: sit in the chair and the rear shoulder lower. Here we go. Notice at this point the rear shoulder is lower, which will give you a nice low to high swing. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on our backhand that we did on the forehand to ensure that we get the racket a good foot below the ball, and also to ensure that the racket and the body are moving together. Sit in the chair and get out of the chair. Now, when you hit a passing shot down the line, you might not have to get out of the chair as much as you normally would on a baseline rally. For instance, when you're going for a passing shot, you might stay down a little bit more on a passing shot. But when you're rallying from the baseline, you really want to get up out of the chair. That's going to give you depth and power. Okay, so remember our 2 points. Sit in the chair and then get out of the chair as you hit the ball. Here we go. At this point, I'm sitting in the chair. Notice I get out of the chair as I strike the ball.